So hello, in this session we are going to start the project we promised. We're going to write a sort of shop automation project, which we will automate we will be creating products and we will be adding the products to the shop. We will remove the products from the shop. All the usual stuff that you do, for example, in the Amazon website. We're not going to elaborate a lot on the UI. This is totally for beginners. We'll move on and we'll see what will happen. So we create a new project, a Java project with the Kotlin JVM selected because we are going to write the application totally in the Kotlin language. We name the project shop. Yeah. That'll do for now. What is doing? So let's create a first class, first file, and let's try some Kotlin code. Let's name this main. So in a Kotlin application, in the Kotlin language, the starting point of the application, like other languages, is the main function. So you may have seen, for example, in Java, for writing the main function, you have to write it inside another class, inside a class. But here in Kotlin, there is no need for doing that, because in Kotlin, the functions are the first class citizen of this language. You could either write a function in a file, Kotlin file, or a Kotlin class. But in Java or C#, you have to only write classes in the file.
I have a question. The first, could you please make a new file again?
Okay. So
because I have worked before Java. Make new.
Okay.
No, file new.
File.
No, source. Right click on it. New.
You've got the most.
Okay, sorry. I have a question. What's the difference between file and class? Actually, but you didn't make a new class.
So in the IntelliJ IDE, it's one of the best IDEs that we have there for writing application. So when you are going to write a Kotlin application, you have to write your application inside one or many .kt files. Okay.
So in our file we can add classes.
Okay. So let's see the file hierarchy in the Explorer. In my machine.
Actually, file is a folder, you mean?
No, the file itself. The main.kt file is inside the source folder. Okay. We can create here another .kt files. Our application will be composed of many .kt files, .kotlin files. If you've programmed in Java, and I know that you've programmed in Java, when you go to the File Explorer, File Manager, you see a lot of .java files. Your application is distributed to many .java files, and you compile that application and you run it. Here in Kotlin, our files will have the .kt extension. Okay. So, but inside the Kotlin file, we can have either functions or classes. So, for example,
my question is that we should write our code here.
Yes.
So why we don't make a class? Java class, like Kotlin class. Here in Kotlin, there's file and class, file/class.
Yes, our users may not know about object orientation or what is the difference between class and interface, and we've assumed that you are totally a beginner and you have no idea what is a class, what is an interface. We are going to start from scratch.
Okay.
So let's continue.
And then we will
understand. Yes.
Because in Java there is just you have only one option. That's class.
That's class.
So there's no file. What's the meaning of file? File in Java means
inside.
It's related to a storage.
Yeah, I know. When you are programming in Java, you have to create a file. You have to create a file.java, and inside that .java file, you can only have one public class.
Yes.
And inside the IDE, when you create, for example, new Java class, it creates a new file for you.
And Java will do that.
The IDE will do that for you. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Let's go.
Yes. So
we will use class also in Kotlin.
Yes. We will use object orientation. Yeah. So we are inside the first file, .kd file, and we are going to write our first hello world application in Kotlin. So the starting point for the application, like other languages, is the main function, a function named main. So what is a function? A function is the bare minimum. How can I say? Is the
first step that our program will start from there.
Yes. It's the base structure for composing a bunch of instructions.
Could you say that's the first step?
First step programming. In some languages, you don't have to even write the function to start the program.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you can write a statement. For example, print ln, print to the console. First line. For example, in Python, I think. And you can run the application.
So easy, huh?
Yes. But for example, some languages like Java.
But that doesn't make sense. There's no main suddenly you see print ln.
That's your idea. When you write an application without any function, structures or classes, it will move your code to a function, and it will run it there.
But there is a function behind.
Yes.
Like very.
So we're going to.
There is no UI, as you said. Yeah.
Yes.
All things will run in
console. We are writing this application from the scratch. We don't want you guys to be concerned
about the UI.
Yes, because I know that so many of you on the other side are screaming that no, don't use Kotlin, please. For example, use C#, use Dart, use Java, use Groovy, Python.
The logic is the most important.
Yes, I think. Yes, I've chosen Kotlin because it's very concise. You can say what you're going to say in the minimum words. So
you can catch the gist, actually.
Yes. Yes, so to speak. So we're going to write our first function inside Kotlin. A function starts with the keyword fun. So what is a keyword? We will talk about that more later. Fun means we are going to write a function. Okay. So we put a name to this function, main, and it has some arguments here. And a function has got a body. So this is where we write our application. This is where the body of this main function, the instruction that this function will do sequentially, one by one. So it is screaming. So it should be runnable now, I think. Yes. Let's run the application. This is the main function, and as you see this green button here, it means that it's a starting point, and if you click on it, you can click on run, and this will create a run configuration here, and you can run it later from this button here. And our application just
we should make it runnable. You mean that?
Yes.
With that button, if you don't push it or click on it,
yes,
nothing will happen. Yes. You cannot run it.
Yes. So
because the run here was disabled.
Yes.
Before you clicked on it, that was disabled.
Disabled. Yes. That's what disabled, because in IntelliJ IDEA,
so first you should do something.
Yeah. In order to run something, you have to build a run configuration here.
Okay. Very good.
There was nothing here at the first. Let me just delete the configuration that we made. Okay. Now the buttons are disabled because there is no.
That's the first step.
Yes, there is no build or run configuration there. If we click here and we click on run, it will create a run configuration.
Okay.
And it will.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Good.
So the first line.
So far,
so good. Yeah. So the first line would be a print to console text. We'll write as usual the hello world.
Could you please change the hello word?
What?
Hello programmers.
Hello programmers. All right.
Hello new programmers.
So we've got a bunch of functions here, pre-built functions for us. Print ln.
Very good.
And there is no need for semicolon. The semicolon is optional.
Really?
Yeah. Many other languages like Java are compulsory.
Actually, I'm not Java.
Yeah, he is from the Java world. And they force you to to put semicolon on end of every statement, and it really
that's very interesting. I think.
Yeah, you have
the readability will be better.
Yeah, because they've come to conclusion the the new line is the sign of the end of our statements. There's no need for semicolon because I'm not going to write another statement exactly after the semicolon. You know, who would do that?
So, okay, take it easy.
So
talking about the loops like for.
Yeah. So in order to pass a string to the println, we use the quotations.
And that's for printing. Println is the command for printing something in the console.
In the console, Here, this is the console.
Actually, very good.
Hello.
ln means print. Does it have any meaning? ln?
ln means
new
print
line.
New line.
New
yes.
line.
Yes, it's print line. Print line.
Okay.
Programmers. So we run it again. All Shift F10. Shift F10.
Shift F10
is the shortcut of running.
Okay.
Instead of pushing this button, so we see the hello programmers. Just ignore this gibberish for the moment. You know, it's not for us. This is where our program starts, and this is where it ends.
Wow.
Hello programmers. So
now I am a programmer.
Now,
welcome to the.
Now you can go. Now you can go on and put Kotlin programmer to your resume.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
How about if you add any other println that would come to the next line or exactly after that?
No. If you write print.
Goodbye programmers now.
Print itself without ln, it will print it exactly immediately after the last print.
Now if you write anything.
For example, 3 dots. Shift F10. We run our program again. Oops.
Because the first one is ln.
Oh yeah.
Because the first one is ln.
ln means after printing this, it will go to the next line.
Yes, exactly.
But if to clarify,
you should write something.
No. If you do the print again, it won't go to the next line, and this will print immediately after. As you see, there's 6 dots.
6 dots.
Yes. So this is the difference between print and print ln. Okay. So this was our first application in Kotlin. We are going to write our fully fledged shop automation application from the scratch, from very simple stuff.
Right.
And we don't want you guys to be stuck in the language itself. We want you to follow us. This will make sense along the way. This will make sense more. We will be seeing a lot of Kotlin functions, Kotlin classes. We will use these statements a lot, and after some session, this will make sense more for you. So don't stuck in the complexity. I know this is complex. This seems complex now. All I want is for you, just follow us.
I think the better is rely on us. Huh?
Yes.
Follow us.
Trust us. Trust us.
Okay. Some sessions, and after that it will be okay for you.
Because I know him. You know, he's from those type of guys that you know, he stucks. He sometimes he doesn't follow. You know.
Sorry guys.
Yeah.
Don't be like him.
All right. So this is the first function, and we are going to write our application. We've not written any class yet, and you may not know what is a class. So I'm going to write a new. How to start?
That's our journey.
Do you have any questions?
No, I think it's better to start the journey.
All right. As Matthew McConaughey. All right. So we are going to create our first class. What is a class?
Actually, we're going to start the project. Yes.
Yes. This is the starting point of the project. Right. Yes. What is a class? Describe your
class is the place where we study. Where we go and study something.
Cool.
That's the definition of class.
No. Here in programming. Here in programming, let me just show you some other types of data first.
Yes.
The primitive types.
Yes.
Okay. Let's print some stuff on the console. For example, a number. For example, 32. Let's print another
character.
Yes, a char, as you say. For example,
I prefer to say character.
Character, yes.
A floating point.
A floating point number, yes. For example, 4.2.
Yeah.
A boolean.
Boolean, true or false.
True or false. Okay.
That's false, actually.
Or other primitive types.
That's okay. I think that's enough.
Okay. So let's run the application first. Yeah. val.
Okay. We can add also negative, negative 30.
Negative numbers, yes. Yes.
Negative 30 to negative
So hello
10.
programmers, 32A 4.2 true. These are our values. This is a string value. A string value. This is a number value.
We can. Okay.
We call these the primitive values inside the Kotlin language. These are the pre-built types inside this ecosystem in this language for you that you can write your application with. You can use these to
communicate.
Yes, these are.
We can also add here, for example, this is string, huh?
Yeah.
Can we or not?
Yeah.
Is that true or
this is a string? Yeah, why not? So sometimes you have to write an application that you don't have the proper type for you there. Like now we are going to write application. So let's write it first without describing and introducing class. And I think it's better because we'll first write it without class, and it will be hard to manage.
Okay, so actually we have some data types, yes?
Yes.
One of them is a string. A string is the thing that will write something. I mean, a string is some characters, yes?
Yes.
That one is after another that make a word or make sentence, yes?
Yes.
The next one, that is integer, yes or no? Am I right?
I don't want to use the word integer now.
So actually we have some types.
Number. Yeah, these are some types.
It means that we can print numbers, we can print, I don't know, floating numbers, we can also print true or false.
Boolean, yes. A char, character. And there are so many others that I don't remember now.
Yes, we have also double and
You can. There are
bytes. I don't know that's not
the number here has so many forms. Integer, double, long, short, byte, and they differ on the range of numbers that they include.
Okay, take it easy.
Okay, so let's introduce another statement. We have println. We have read line. The read line function inside Kotlin will wait here in the console for an entry from the user. So the user will type something and will press enter, and this function will return the thing that the user has printed, has typed.
Enter.
Yes, has entered. So let's first define a placeholder for our type, for our value. I'm going to define a val. Val means a value. Okay, I'm going to name this val my string, and it equals, for example, hello. So what is this statement says to you? What does it tell to you? How do you interpret this? Because this is the first time you're seeing this statement.
I haven't seen val before. It's the first time that I see val.
You've written some application in the language Java, and you.
Yes. Before that, I saw, for example, sorry that I'm typing int or I don't know, a string. Yes. What was that? Int or a string, I don't know, these things, yes.
Yeah.
And then give it a name, for example, something. Yes. For example, my string, exactly. But here,
let me clear this int.
Okay, yes. So that's the first thing. Val, I don't know. Can we use val instead of integer or all of them?
Yeah.
That's very easy.
So what is this my string? My string is a placeholder. We are defining a location somewhere inside the memory, inside the RAM. We are assigning it a name to that location of memory, and we are putting our value inside that location. So we can refer to that location later. We could pass it around the application.
It makes this a house, huh?
Yeah.
For this my string.
Yeah.
Whenever we want, we can knock the door and say, "Give it to me."
Yeah. That was cool.
So it makes me fun.
You are funny.
Thanks.
So we have val and var or var, if you will, in the Kotlin.
What's that?
Let's name it my other string. All right. So what is the difference between val and var?
I don't know, actually.
This is also another placeholder, but we could change the value of this in the application later. You know, if I
let me first three words of variable.
Yes, variable and value. variable and value. So let me just clean this line. So we have two placeholders. One is val, one is var. I'm printing. Let's first print. I'm printing the my string. Let's see what will happen. I run the application, Shift F10 is the shortcut. So it prints hello. You know, first I had this statement hello. I had passed the hello
directly.
Yeah, just directly to the println, directly without any proxy in between, in middle. And now all I have done is I have put this hello data inside my string placeholder, and I can refer to that data by name. I have, for example,
exactly like a person.
Yes,
you have, for example, four brothers. When you want to call one of them, you should call the name. Huh?
Yeah,
Jack.
Yeah, of course. So I changed the variable value name to my name, so it makes more sense. So I could go ahead and pass my other string to the println, and it will also print the hello, for example, string, whatever. And there is no difference here, but the difference is I cannot go ahead and change the my name placeholder. For example, I want, let's assume that I'm going to assign another value to it. I'm going to assign, for example, another value to my name. I don't know why it's going, why my mouse just, why it is taking too long to respond. It should, what the hell? I don't know what is wrong with this, because this should complain here that I cannot do this assignment. If I run the application, I'm sure that this will complain there. So you see our first exception, our first error inside the application. It says that on line 11 here, val cannot be reassigned. A value cannot be reassigned because the battery is low. The val cannot be reassigned. It is complaining that the moment you define a value, it is there forever, and the value won't be changing. It is the equivalent of final in the Java, as you said. Final or const. You define a const or final string.
You cannot change the.
You cannot change it.
Change the value of that.
In the lifetime of your application, you cannot touch it. You cannot. You can only just refer to it and use the value inside it. You cannot change the value. But with my other string, my battery has the keyboard and the mouse. no, the mouse is back, but the keyboard is not working. Oh, I just closed the app.
Thank you. So guys, goodbye. That was a mistake. We have closed it.
So it's an iMac, and I have installed Ubuntu on it, and my mouse and keyboard keep disconnecting from the Bluetooth. I have this issue with me for years, and I don't have any solution for that. So please come forward if you have any solution for that. This is my keyboard, this is my mouse. They just keep disconnecting. So here, your mouse.
My mouse is black.
Yeah. So you see here that this is red here now. And my ID was not functioning properly. It is now. It is functioning now. It is complaining here. Before even running the application, it is telling me that you cannot reassign the val. Val cannot be reassigned. So let's move this statement, this line, and we are going to reassign my other
holder,
my other string, my other holder named my other string. And if I reassign it to hello again, for example, another value, and if I run the application,
that works.
This will print the. Just give it some time. This will print the hello again to the console, not the hello string, because Yeah, hello again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have changed the value along the way. There is the value hello string is no more inside my other string placeholder. This placeholder can refer and can hold a string inside it, and I've changed it. So with that, let's continue to the next function named readLn. Read line. Yeah, it was read line. With this statement, as I said before, this will hold the application here in the console, and this will ask for an entry from the user. And the user will type and press the enter, and the value entered by user will be passed and will be returned by the function. So I can assign the return value to a val, the typed value, for example, typed value. And I want to print what the user has typed here, type value.
Did you write that as string?
What?
That automatically it was added.
One thing to note to describe here is that so the other languages like Java, you have to explicitly say
the type.
The type of value. You have to say, for example, this value is a string. There is a string named my name, and the value of this is, for example, Reza. His name is Reza. Yeah. Omid. So this is how the things are done in Java. But in Kotlin, what are we trying to do here? We are trying to define a placeholder named my name that can hold data of type string, and we have assigned it a value here. But inside Kotlin, we should define the type, state the type right after the placeholder name with a colon here, like this. And we should say the type of the placeholder. Is it a val or var?
Is it a val? The type parameter is string.
Yes, the string. No. This is the type. This is.
It says that this is a string or not a string or true or false.
We cannot assign it a number. This will complain.
But it is not necessary to write it.
The string. Here in Kotlin, we have the ability of named inferring, type inference. The language itself can infer the type from the value that you are assigning to it. We are assigning a string to the my name. So the Kotlin language will infer that, okay, it is assigning me. So
he will understand.
Yeah, he will understand. Yeah. And there is no need for stating this explicitly to say that this is a string.
Very good.
The Kotlin has inferred that, and as you see, this will be appear in a moment. No. Take a look at here. In this readline function, the ID is telling me that the Kotlin has inferred the type of typed value placeholder, and it is a string.
It's not important.
I can go string, and I could go ahead and write string, call the string myself explicitly. But I'm not going to do that, and this will infer it for us. So let's go ahead and run the application. This my name is not doing anything. So as you see, the application is still running. It is not finished, done yet. It is waiting for me here to type something. It is in the read line function. It is waiting for me, and I'm writing my name is Masoud. So I press enter. I pressed enter. The thing that I just typed was returned by this function, and it was put to this placeholder. And now I can print it. As you see, it is printing exactly what I printed, what I typed. So with that, I suggest that we finish this session.
Now you are a programmer.
Yes,
you
now you are a Kotlin programmer.
And earn thousands of dollars and euros.
You may complain that we didn't do anything in this session. All we are trying to do here is to build a very complex application. You will see, for example, 100 sessions by now that this application has hundreds of classes, hundreds of files with very complex architecture. It has a complex UI. It has a complex back end of server side. And but we don't want to you know, leave you guys in the way. We want you guys to follow us.
To go together.
Yes,
To go
yes.
together. That's a journey like climbing.
Yes, it's
Like a group of people go, for
Yeah.
example, they want to achieve to the peak, summit.
Yes,
They
exactly.
go together.
You may
go
have
back
no
together.
idea. You may have no idea
Exactly.
what is programming, what is
Exactly.
main, what is function, what is placeholder, what is print ln, read
Exactly.
ln, what is function, what is class.
Mhm.
But we want you guys to follow us. This will make sense more and more along the way.
Exactly. Okay.
So with
Also
that,
in the future we can have a live stream with them.
yes,
followers.
we will have exactly someday.
Programmer, why not? Thousands of people.
Yeah.
So
So
what
we-
should we do?